Happy Friday. I know this isn't our normal setting. If you've never seen this show before, this is not the norm. I'm in my car. However, I swear I have an explanation. But this is Finance Friday, the show where we give you the information you need to grow and protect your wealth. I'm Amy Novakovich. I'm a certified financial planner and CEO of Nova Wealth Management. Follow us on Twitter at Nova Wealth Management, MGMT, it's abbreviated. Go to our website, novawealthmanagement.com. You can see all of our social media there. But this is the main show that we do every Friday at 4 p.m. And this Friday, again, the reason why I'm in a strange setting, I am at my church. We have a women's empowerment event tonight called Dangerous Women. And really that's in reference to this world kind of wants us to fail. Sometimes I know it feels that way, and we believe that, you know, if you really lean on earthly things around you and temptation, you're going to go into this downward spiral and you're going to get sucked in and depressed and anxiety. And when you're empowered and you're educated and you know what to do, you're dangerous. Like, you can conquer anything you want to. So we normally do on this show sometimes, you know, you've seen us do stock tips, you've seen us talk about the market, the economy, educate on credit cards, educate on debt, educate on investments, all that fun stuff. But today, I really just wanted to motivate you. So many of us get stuck. Like stuck. I mean, like, I know I've been needing to do that. I know I've been needing to plan. I know I've been needing to start that retirement plan. I know I've been needing to get out of debt, but we just put it off and we get stuck. So why should you get motivated financially? Like, why should I? You know, I mean, we can listen all day long to the motivational speakers and, you know, read motivational quotes and think, oh man, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do this. But if you really don't have the reason why you should, ultimately it just kind of fades away and goes away. Hi guys. So I have some reasons for you on why you should do this. So the first reason is when you get financially motivated and you start making financial progress, your life is a direct reflection of your efforts. So it's one of the few things, like obviously when you get motivated to just think positively, like your life changes in a good way. But finances is one of those things with numbers. If you put effort towards it, the numbers don't lie. So for instance, your retirement, it's a fact, will be financially easier if you save for it. If you choose to live on just Social Security, you'll be able to do it, but you will have to sacrifice. You will have to spend less. You will have to figure out how you can live versus just planning for it. And then financially, you will be in a much better position. So your effort is directly reflected in the numbers. I mean, how it actually happens with, for instance, with debt too. So if you don't put effort towards it, it is very easy to spiral out of control and get into debt. But if you educate yourself a little bit and you put some effort towards it, you can really see progress and keep more money in your pocket. I mean, that's motivation right there, because more money in your pocket means that you can do more things to help others, to help yourself, to start a business, to then help your kids, to do all kinds of things. It really stems from there. If you just have to take that initial step. So there's that, again, that direct reflection in the numbers of your effort. It's a direct reflection of your life, your financial health. Okay, the second reason is it creates unnecessary anxiety when you don't address it. So what do I mean by this? And emergencies will happen. Okay, I'm about to be really vulnerable, but my son is having his tonsils out on Tuesday, and I had to pay a bill for a sleep study, and it was $5,700 was the bill. And I called them to negotiate it down to pay it up front instead of paying it over payments, and they actually did knock it down to $4,200. So I saved $1,500. However, I had to pay it up front. Then I had a car situation, which some of you out there know because I've talked about it before. This is going on since last November or December. I got in a little tiny, I mean, it was like a crack and a dent in the bumper, and I went and got it fixed. They didn't fix it right. They caused more damage, so I had a $2,600 bill. Then I had to go turn it into Infinity and had a $4,500 bill, so that's $7,100 that I just had to fork out. So then, okay, so I could go on. I've had one of those seasons where stuff just constantly comes up. And I know you know what that feels like, whether you're in that season right now or not. There's times where emergencies happen, and man, it just feels like they happen all at once. How can you avoid the anxiety of that is save for it. So if you really put effort, this is why we're talking about, for those of you just joining, we're talking about the reasons to get motivated financially, because you can listen to motivational speakers, but if you don't know the reasons why, sometimes that motivation kind of fades away. So the number one reason why is it's a direct reflection in your life of your effort. And the number two reason, which I'm talking about right now, is it creates unnecessary anxiety. So again, in my example, I've had about $20,000 worth of stuff just come up recently. Had I not had money set aside, saved for this, do you have any idea what kind of stress I would have lost sleep at night? Probably would have caused a complete rift in my marriage of how do we pay for this? What do we do? I probably would have had to call people to borrow money, call people in my family to borrow money or friends to borrow money. You know, it causes stress then on other people's life. So it just is unnecessary stress. So that alone, again, should motivate you to just want to get it right. And again, I'll give you steps towards the end on what to do, but this is just why to get motivated, why to get up tomorrow and make this your goal. It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution. It can be your goal tomorrow, your weekend resolution, your October resolution. Like tomorrow, your life can start to change financially. So again, we're talking about the reasons why to get motivated, and then I'll tell you how to take those first steps. But the first reason is it's a direct reflection in your life of your efforts. The second reason is it causes unnecessary anxiety, because anxiety, we can worry about a whole bunch of stuff, but financially is one of those ones that we know will happen. I know an emergency will happen. I know something unexpected eventually will happen financially with a 100% certainty. So why wouldn't I try to prevent that stress? That's one stress I don't need. I have enough stress. That's one stress I don't need in my marriage. I don't need in my life to lose sleep, which then causes other stress. I don't need that snowball effect. Okay, the last reason is finances is one of those things, man, oh, I finally got it. I had a hair in my mouth. Sorry. You're like, why does she keep playing with her hair? Finally got it. Yes. Okay. The last reason is, and then I'll get into some tips to do moving forward, is eventually finances and money is one of those things that eventually you actually will have to face it. You will have to come. So like, this is, like I'm on a journey, right? I'm walking and I'm finally hitting a hill. I'm like going down the hill. Oh, this feels so good. This feels so good. Or I'm on a bike ride, whatever. Compare it to whatever analogy you want. I'm on a bike ride. I'm finally going down this hill. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. And then I'm in a valley, right? Well, I'm surrounded by hills. Eventually, I'm going to have to go up. I don't want to right now. So I can put it off. I can wait for days. I can pitch a tent. I can stay. I can wait and wait and wait. But eventually, if I want to get food or water, I'm going to have to climb that hill. Otherwise, it will be the death of me. So eventually, you will have to face it. You will have some sort of an emergency come up. You will eventually have too much debt that you may have to claim bankruptcy. You will eventually retire, or you'll have to keep working. So that's facing it right there too. You may be 70 and you may think, oh, I want to retire, but I can't. So eventually you may have to face this. That's motivation alone. Hey, Jennifer. So we're talking about the reasons to get motivated for those of you just joining, and I'm just about to get into the tips. But you can listen to motivational videos. You can listen to, I've listened to like The Secret, which is awesome, by the way. That's a great place to start to get you motivated, to think positive thoughts, to start that journey. But if you don't know the reasons why you should stay motivated, it will fade away. There's 3 reasons: direct reflection in your life of your effort with finances. It reflects in your life immediately when you put effort into learning about your finances. The second reason is it causes unnecessary anxiety. This is one stress you can avoid if you just put some effort towards your money and your finances. And the number 3 reason is eventually you will have to face it. You can't put it off forever. Eventually you will face too much debt and bankruptcy. Eventually you will retire and you'll be stuck, have to keep working, or you'll have to adjust your complete life to live on Social Security. Eventually you will have to face it. There will be an emergency that comes up that all of a sudden now I have to do something. So you will face it eventually. So those are the 3 reasons to get motivated. The first thing that you would do once you're motivated, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. Amy, what's the first thing I should do? The first thing that you should do is learn the basics. And that can either be from like a professional like us. We have so many videos. We've done so many of these lives. We have a YouTube channel with a ton of videos. We have Instagram with a ton of videos. So go check those out. There's resources from other people, and ours are free. And I really would just say that, some people are biased trying to sell something. I don't have a product I'm trying to sell you. I'm just trying to educate. So there's no bias. It's just an easy way for me to help and kind of do my part, per se. So do our part. I'm not the only one that does these. But so I would definitely look at our videos, and if you have additional questions, then just reach out to us, because we're happy to help, and we do kind of like call it pro bono work all the time, trying to help. So I would definitely say that the first place to start is start to educate yourself. The basics. Learn the basics. Learn the basics about budgeting. Learn the basics just about investing. I'm not asking you to be an investment expert, but just learn the basics about like mutual funds, for instance, are a good place to start. Check that out. So things like that, just learn the basics about budgeting, about debt, interest rates. We don't get taught this stuff in school. Again, I have all kinds of resources online about debt. This is not the show that I'm going to get into detail, but this is where you start. You learn the basics. And whether that is just looking up terms online, turning on CNBC for a half-hour a day just to start learning the terms, watching an educational video like on our Facebook, on our Instagram, just for 20 minutes a day, just to really educate yourself just on the basics so you can start to take that step forward. Because the reason why I say start with the basics is because then you need to determine if you want to try to really do it on your own, or my second tip is to actually get somebody to hold you accountable. Just like weight loss, it's so much easier to have somebody to guide you and hold you accountable and then celebrate with you when you hit your goals. That keeps you motivated, because a lot of times we can get motivated, but then it fizzles out because, hey Miranda, it fizzles out because we just don't know what to do next. So we lose our motivation because we use it kind of as a crutch, saying, well, I didn't know what to do next, so here we go. I'm just going to go on with life and do something else. But if you stay on track, if you have somebody to help you stay accountable and you stay on track, that is even more motivation. So it's a snowball in the right direction, not in the wrong direction. That's why I say have somebody to hold you accountable. Even if it's, a family member. Maybe there's like an annoying family member that's always tried to give you financial advice and you didn't want to listen to them. Maybe it's time to try it. Try listening to them. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they don't have the best advice. I don't know. But at the very least, they could just hold you accountable. Somebody like us would be happy to hold you accountable. In fact, I've thought about starting a Facebook group, and if you'd be interested in joining that, like an accountability group, like a Facebook group for finances, just to keep each other motivated. Because I know as a woman, as a mom, as a business owner, I'm currently volunteering at the church for tonight. Like, we have a lot going on and we get busy and we tend to put ourselves last. We're more nurturing. That's just in general, we are more nurturing. So we have to have somebody to kind of help us stay accountable and stay on top of it and celebrate with us when we hit that goal. I know I've already said that, but I mean, that is really important to have somebody to really hang in there with you. So for those of you just joining, I went over the 3 reasons. Right now I'm getting into some tips of what to do, but just to catch you up really quick, I went over the 3 reasons that you should get motivated about your finances, because we can sit and watch a motivational video and get really motivated, but if we don't know why we should stay motivated, like what's going to come if I actually do this anyway, we're going to fizzle out and we won't stay there. So we have 3 reasons to stay motivated. First of all, it's a direct reflection in your life of your effort. The more effort you put forth, the more your finances will change. Number 2, it causes unnecessary anxiety. Finances, emergencies, financial anxiety is one thing that can be avoided with a little education and a little planning. So we have enough anxiety and stress in our life. Let's get rid of that one. Number 3, eventually you will have to face it. It's just one of those things that eventually it will either be a threat to your family or your life, or eventually you'll have to adjust your spending or claim bankruptcy, or eventually you'll retire and you'll have to keep working. Eventually you'll have to face it. So, first step, my number 1 tip was to learn the basics, meaning budgeting or about debt and interest rates. I run across so many people that don't even know what interest rates and how they affect your life. And the second thing is to find somebody to hold you accountable. The number 3 reason is, and this is my last not reason. See, now I'm all confused. I'm all fired up. My number 3 tip, like to get started, is find out where you're paying other companies' money. Okay, so go through your bills, go through again, like the interest rate, like that goes back to learning the basics, but this is like a really specific tip. Go through and just look on your credit card statement how much interest you paid Visa or MasterCard. And I guarantee you out there, some of you out there that complain about like big business and how they make so much money, or like Wall Street and how they make so much money, are the same people that don't educate about themselves about how much you're making them every year. You're making them money. So stop it. Look at your credit cards and see how much interest you're paying them. Look at your recurring things that you have on a credit card that you never cancel, how much you're paying out. Look at your car interest rates, how much you're paying the big car dealerships. Look at your bank fees, your overdraft fees. Educate yourself on when you're going to overdraft your account and stop making the big banks money. If you're complaining about how much the banks make, stop making them so much money. They pay so many fees. I was a banker. There were people that would pay $36 overdraft fee for a $100 charge. That is a 36% fee. That is unreal. Stop it. Knock it off. Educate yourself about how much you are paying other companies and making them money. Stop making them so much money. I can't say this enough. Okay? So that's where we want to start. We want to start tallying through our bank statements and our credit card statements of really how much money we're making these big companies. If you guys have questions, feel free to message me in the comments or message us on our website. You can contact us privately, whatever you want to do. But let's get started tomorrow. Make it tomorrow your day. Don't let another day just go by where you just go to work. You go to work for money. So let's make that more efficient. Let's make your job worth it. Wouldn't it be great to get paid more? Well, you can pay yourself more by getting your finances in order. So let's start tomorrow. All right, guys, have an awesome weekend. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.